I'm Barbara Lucas, and welcome to the Green Room, where we explore the environmental topics that green up our world. Today we'll be talking about the exciting things that are happening locally, utilizing bicycle repair to achieve a myriad of goals. We have two guests, Jayanthi Reddy and Johnny Lennon, who are volunteers with Common Cycle, a local community-based organization founded in 2010. Jayanthi and Johnny, welcome to the show. So Jayanthi, let's get started with you, because I live near Carytown and I go by the farmers market and see the mobile repair stand. What is that?
So the mobile repair stand is one of Common Cycle's main programs. We set up every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and basically we set up a pop-up shop where people can come bring their bikes, learn about bike repair, use our tools and equipment, and get support from knowledgeable volunteers on how to fix up their bikes.
My son's actually been volunteering with you guys, and it's been really nice because he really didn't know anything about how to repair a bike before he started, but you guys have been willing to help teach him. So it's really nice. So you're not only helping the people that want bikes to be fixed, but teaching everyone how to do it. It's nice. So in terms of your requirements as to who would be an instructor, who would volunteer, what do you tell people?
Well, we love getting volunteers of all different backgrounds and skill levels. So whether you're an experienced mechanic or a newbie, there's a place for you at Common Cycle. It's a great place, like you mentioned, to come if you want to learn about bike repair, and even sometimes someone will stop by looking to get help fixing up their bike, and they'll learn how to fix a flat tire, and then 5 minutes later they're helping somebody else who's come by the stand. So yeah, we need volunteers of all different skill levels.
Did you know how to fix bikes before you started there?
Before I started with Common Cycle, I knew some things, but I learned a lot more and a lot about different kinds of bikes that I had no idea about before I started. So.
And how do you guys get that mobile repair stand to the market?
So we have 2 bike trailers that we load up with our toolkits, our bike stands, our canopies, and all of our other supplies, and we bike all of that stuff to the market every week.
That's amazing. It must be tough to do that, but it's pretty cool. And I've seen you guys around town, a lot of different places, not just Carytown, like at different festivals like the Mission Zero Fest, the Reskilling Festival. So it's nice of you to truck that out to different places.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's great to be invited to be a part of all of these great different community events. So.
I heard about bicycle ambassadors at University of Michigan. That
yeah.
You're helping with those? Yeah,
the Bike Ambassadors are a new student group with a mission to promote bicycling in a more bike-friendly campus, and Common Cycle has partnered with the Bike Ambassadors around offering workshops and classes to increase knowledge about bike repair on campus.
Great. And Johnny, you collaborate with Common Cycle as part of your work with B3, a program you founded a couple years ago?
That's correct.
And I was looking on your Facebook page. I guess you get there by going to Community B3 on Facebook, right?
That's right.
And it says you work with kids facilitating creative thought, learning projects, and hands-on education. What is it about bicycle repair that helps you achieve these goals?
B3 started using bicycles in our community because there's a lot of knowledgeable companies already doing great things with bikes, and we decided to utilize some of the skill sets and knowledge that was already there and apply it in our community, only gearing it more towards youth.
And once it's all off, then you use your hands to pull the other side off.
Okay. Yeah, you two got this part.
Right. Now I'm going to see where's the hole in this.
And Common Cycle already had this great program already rolling, already going, and they're very receptive to some of our ideas and thoughts, and it's a great time.
Do kids enjoy working on bikes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of say, who doesn't enjoy working on a bike? It's a great opportunity to get outside, learn about something, get your hands greasy.
No more grace.
And build something you can actually use. You know, bikes, you can ride away on it. It really opens up your community, and as far as gives you transportation, so you can explore, go places. Kids really like it because you can go fast, you know, or slow, and it's completely theirs. Some of the goals behind B3 is to really let kids do everything themselves. And a bike is a great way to do that because they can pump up the tire, patch the tire, they can, repack some ball bearings, or they can put new handle grips on or take them off or decorate it. It's completely theirs.
It seems like it'd be really empowering to know that you've fixed your own bike and be able to brag about that.
Yeah, that's what we'd hope,
I think I can do it.
Plus, it seems to be very educational, physics-wise or whatever.
Yep. B3's main goals is not only just towards bikes. We like to incorporate a lot of different skill sets and knowledge into any of the kids we're working with. Bikes is really easy to do that because, like you said, physics is involved. You can learn about how a chain works and how that drives the pedaling in front and the tires in the back. You can learn about why it's really hard to go. We have a game we play called Slow Race where we go very, very slow and see who can go the slowest without falling down.
Oh,
And there's other kinds of games we play, and how the cables work and levers. It's a great time.
that slow race makes me think how valuable that would be for learning balance, because if you're out in the street, sometimes you need to go slow. You need to, you need to be really coordinated. So I would think that would be a great thing. Some kids nowadays don't get a chance to ride bikes like they used to in the old days because the streets aren't as safe, right?
Yes, I think the mindset of the public is probably different than that of it several years ago, and a significant portion of what we try and do is also teach safety. Where is the appropriate place for you to ride your bike and how to ride it safely in your neighborhood or your community, or commuting from one area to the next.
Which makes me think about the Pedapalooza at Clague Middle School, which is where I first met you, Janthi. Tell me about what was that?
So Clague Middle School received a Safe Routes to School grant, and that basically means they received a grant to promote bicycling and walking for students to and from school. And a portion of their grant was used for infrastructure improvements around Clague Middle School, and a portion was also used around to promote bicycle education amongst the students. So there's been curriculum being developed around bike safety that students will learn about, and Pedalpalooza was an event that happened in the spring around just celebrating bikes. So there were bike games. Common Cycle came out and popped up the mobile repair stand, and kids and families got to work on their bikes and learn about bike repair. And there was also music and food and all of that great. Fun stuff.
The bicycle education makes me think about, I recently learned that in Europe, the kids there routinely have to pass a bike certification, so that when they're like in 5th or 6th grade, they have to take these really rigorous classes. And here, I guess they just do, safety time when you're in kindergarten, and then you're supposedly okay to ride a bike. And you were mentioning the infrastructure improvements. Can you give an example of what that would be?
So I'm not sure what the specific plans are for Clague Middle School, but infrastructure improvements that support bicycling can look like more bike lanes or wider streets that accommodate both bicycles and cars, crosswalks that are more visible, things like that, where being on the road for bicyclists is just more physically safe.
Great. Johnny, you had told me earlier that one reason you got interested in bicycle repair was because you kept finding not perfectly good bikes, but repairable bikes in the dumpsters.
Yes. How B3 originally started was, I noticed in my community, people who didn't know how to fix a bike would just throw them out. So we collected them from the dumpsters and pulled them out, we as in me and maybe 2 other people, and started teaching kids, my neighbors basically in my community, how to fix them. And it was really simple repairs, like for example, a chain had fallen off, or there was a flat tire that was simply deflated. Occasionally we'd come across a punctured tire or a bike that had been crushed, and we began repurposing them and taking the parts that we could use and putting them onto other bikes to make them better or safer or more effective, or taking two bikes that weren't totally working and putting them together to make one functional bike.
Great. That's so great from a solid waste perspective. Now, you did mention that there was recyclers would come and grab the bikes for the metal. And, you know, some people might say, well, that's good for the environment, but all the manufacturing that goes into a bike, all the energy and the resources and everything, to waste it, to melt it all down before you've even had a chance to try to fix it. So I'm glad that you guys are doing what you're doing, fixing these bikes before they're being recycled. And I hear you're going to try to promote more people donating broken bikes, or, well, of course, you'll take working bikes too, but where is Common Cycle asking people to donate their broken bikes?
So since Common Cycle doesn't have a physical shop space, the place where we're taking donations is the Two Wheel Tango on Jackson Road. And one of our board members, Jimmy, is the branch manager there, and you can talk to him about donating your bicycle, and it'll be used in one of our programs.
Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of different programs. For instance, the Bike Labs. Do you want to tell me what that is?
So B3 basically partnered with Common Cycle and several other groups to make something called Bike Labs. Bike Labs was a pilot program that was kind of a rollout of some of the smaller ideas that B3 had. And what it looks like is we create an open classroom setting in a community where anyone can come and learn about how to fix a bike. Bike Labs is geared towards youth, but pretty much if anyone shows up, we'll work with you and teach you how to fix your bike or help you fix your bike and get it going. We also have games that we do, which are fun, and we have Bike Labs, which is a smaller classroom throughout the setting every other week. How many, was it 8 weeks?
Sounds
I think
right.
it was 8 weeks, yeah. And then we have a bigger, like, we call it a bike rally. It's like a big bike party where we have games and food and prizes and bike decoration, and it's a really fun time. And a lot of people come.
Well, it's great. Great you're doing so many neat things to get the excitement up around bikes. And on your website, Common Cycle website, it says, every bicycle on the road makes Ann Arbor a better place. Now, why do you want more bikes on the road? Some people don't want more bikes on the road because it makes them nervous. The drivers don't like the bikes on the road.
Yeah, but one of the great things about bicycles is that they're great for our communities in so many ways. One is just that you're connected to the environment much more. When you're on your bike, you can stop, say hi to your neighbors. I run into my friends and people I know much more often when I'm riding my bike than when I'm in a car. So that's one great thing about bikes, is you're just connected to people in that way.
And to the birds, and you can
yeah.
hear and smell and see.
Exactly. And it's also great for the environment. It's no emissions.
Sure.
And they're also really wonderful, affordable transportation option. So you can buy a bike or repair your bike for much less than you can a car or most other transportation options. So that's really nice that it's accessible to almost all people. So.
And I've heard that the more bikes that are on the road, the more careful drivers will be, and that in countries where there's lots of bikes on the road, the drivers just slow down and are very watchful, and that would be a safety reason for getting more bikes on the road.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we need to go into where people should go if they want more information for either of you two. So let's start with Common Cycle. Where do they go for more information?
So people can visit the Common Cycle website, which is commoncycle.org.
Okay.
And there's information there about the organization, how to get involved, and you can also email us at info@commoncycle.org if you have any questions or ideas about things we should be doing.
Great. And how about B3?
If you want to learn more about B3, the best way to locate us is our Facebook page at facebook.com/communityb3, or you can email us at communityb3@gmail.com, or I think there's probably some links on Common Cycle's website as well about B3 and about bike labs.
Because you work together closely,
Yes.
apparently. Yep. Well, you guys do great work. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the community. And thanks for being here today. For an online archive of today's show, go to ewashington.org/greenroom. Thanks for joining us here in the Green Room.